Good morning, everybody. I'm getting ready to head over to the property. I'm buying a building to put over there, but it's really turned out to be a beautiful day. Beautiful morning. Okay guys, here we go. It's a beautiful little house, ain't it? I'm so glad they got done building out and got back from the Philippines. So we're gonna head over to the property. The guy's supposed to meet me over there about 12. Okay guys, I'm out here and I bought some property and been cleaning it up. I still gotta get a lot of these trees out here and clean this all up a little bit better. But I'm pretty much got quite a bit of property here. It goes clear over to that other place across the holler there. You know, if you can see that. Goes way back in the timber, back around. And I just had this building put in. It's pretty nice. I trimmed up that cedar tree and trying to make this place up a little better. But I'll probably use those cedar trees. Look how red the wood is on that cedar. That's some good cedar right there, guys. I'm sure that whole tree is like that, which is good because cedar is good material to build with. But it's really pretty nice here. I'll clean this off and have a little bit of farmland to have some chickens. And so that's the purpose of having this building. I'm gonna keep this as a feed room and storage room for my chainsaw, all the tools and stuff I need to work out here on my new farm lot. It's about a 4-acre farm lot. That's really nice. Well, there you need to clean it up though. Let's open that door and I'll let you guys take a peek in. There we go. You see it's a 10 by 16 little building. That's all I need really to store my lawnmower and stuff, weed eater and stuff in. So this property goes over here from this pole all the way down to where the orange dilly sticks up out of the ground there. About to there. But they brought my storage building right through here. I have a little yard dilly that just lifts it up and pulls it out over on wheels. And they set it in place and level it. I'll show you what else I got going on. I'm gonna go down here and chop all these weeds here out of when this warms up a little more. The snow is still on. There's quite a few deer over here. I don't know if I can get down here or not, but you can. Let's try to walk down through here real quick. But along that briar patch there are hundreds of these not blackberries, but these are raspberry bushes. Right here, see how red those are? Those are raspberry, and they're all down through there. So I'm gonna clean it up here and replant those, and so I can produce me some raspberries and some blackberries also. I got a little road that goes down through here, and I'm thinking about putting one that goes back up there where that on the other side, on the back side of this guy's place, a red truck here, back in this timber. But it's a pretty nice place to maybe build a little cabin or buy a little cabin and put it out here for my farm lot. Do kind of an off-grid type of a farm lot. So I'm probably just gonna head out here, maybe go home and maybe cook me a couple of steaks. All right guys, I'm home, so I'm gonna cook me a ribeye, and I'm gonna trim this down just a little bit because I don't need that much fat. I still eat a generous amount on there. So we'll get that all cut off there, like that. And then we'll put a little seasoning on it. So I basically just use a little bit of Montreal seasoning on it. Just like that. So I got this little George Foreman grill. I'm gonna put my steak on there. Let's turn her over like that. Slide her on there, just like that. Add some more Montreal on there, like this. It's gonna be pretty good. Shut it and turn her on. All right, guys, it looks like it's done. Looks pretty good. Well, I'm gonna gobble this sucker down, and then we're gonna head over to Tractor Supply and look things over. Okay, guys, we're headed over to the Tractor Supply. I'm gonna look for some wiring and stuff for my property. But it's been a really nice day. I enjoyed my ribeye steak. It was really delicious. But I'm gonna look at their fencing and stuff. I kind of want to do like a homestead or off-grid type of a ranch or a off-grid homestead. But there's a lot of work to it if you're gonna do that, and maintaining the everything. But really beautiful day. So let's head over to Tractor Supply and maybe Atwood's also. I want to check out some of their stuff also. Here at the Home Depot, not the Home Depot, but the Tractor Supply. So they got a wood splitter. That's a nice one here. And so those, but they're $1,000 and something. That looks like an extra, pretty good size one. Okay, let's go in, guys. So this place has a little bit of everything. Got like a rabbit school trap. Animal traps here for chipmunks and stuff like that. There's another raccoon catch release trap. Pretty nice. It comes with two, I think. One for squirrel, one for raccoon. So this is the chicken wire, poultry wire. $74 for how much? That's 60 inches by 50 foot. Of course, I'm going to be building a chicken pen, man. This wire is quite a bit higher. Got to keep the raccoons and stuff out of your cage. Even this probably would keep the raccoons out. That makes a good rabbit cages. They have the biggest roll of the chicken wire. If I'm gonna buy, it's probably gonna be this 20 gauge chicken wire. It's $89. So, okay, let's go outside and check out the wire out there. So here's something I'm gonna need, probably a T-post driver. Okay, it's 16 pounds 44, 18 pounds 32. Let's see, I think that must be, I don't know what size that is, but this one's probably the 18 pound here. And the gray one has to be the 16 pounder, which is that much. So here's their corner posts. They're $42 a piece, which I'll probably buy a few of those. And here's some more ones that are not quite as big around. These are $22. I'll probably buy one of the bigger ones for the corner and a couple of these for the sides. And then a few of these for brace posts. They're $13 each, which is not bad. And then I have the galvanized wiring. Let's see here. They're 50 gauge. You can see that they're 50 inch by 16 foot. It looks like they're 25, maybe 25 a panel. Yeah, they're $25 a panel. So they have this 4-foot fencing. It's 48 inches high and 330 feet long, which is $214. And this one here is $179, but it's not as long, it's just a short piece. I don't think they have any cheaper than that, but they have this one, the $299. It's on sale. It's for goats and sheep, and that's what I want. It's for goats and sheep. But it looks like a 48 inch, and let's see how many feet does it have. It's also a 330 feet, 48 inches. Yeah, not too bad compared to the cattle panels. But I'll probably use a couple of the strands of bulb wire also. So they have this gaucho wire. It's $54 a roll, but I think it's 1,320 feet long. But it's a 15 gauge wiring. I'll probably need some of that also. Gaucho for the top row. So I'm gonna need some T-posts. They're $6.79. They're on sale right now. But these are 7 foot long. You're probably gonna drive them in the ground another 1.5 feet. So it'd be sticking out of the ground about 4 foot. But you're just gonna get the 6 foot one. That's $439 a piece, which is not bad. So if you're gonna use that 48 inch wiring, you probably would have to go with the 7 foot ones, because you need some room for your gaucho wire on the top. This is going to end up being about maybe 5.5 feet by the time you get it drove into the ground. So they have these tanks here I can use for collecting rainwater off the roof of my garage and chicken house to water my chickens in my garden. If you're going to do an off-grid one, but this is water grade. It's a food safe for your garden and your chickens, to get water for your chickens. that's pretty cool. But there's some stipulations here in Arkansas, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute. So here's another one. You want to catch more water, you can put it in this one also. Your rainwater, run it down to here and overflow to that. And how much was this one? So it looks like it's $260 for the plastic stock tank. You're gonna water your goats and stuff also. So I'm gonna need a metal gate also for, I'll probably get one like this. It's $129 for that one. If you want to get just a plain one, it's galvanized, it's $129. But if you want one of the little less wider ones, $129 for that. So probably better off to get the one that's 4 foot wide. Yeah, this one here is only 3 foot wide, so if you're going to pay for it, might as well get what you're paying for. So I'm going to tell you the story behind these here in the state of Arkansas, what you have to do in order to catch rainwater and how you're supposed to use it. Okay, now we're out in the car. If you're going to catch rainwater here in the state of Arkansas and put it in one of those plastic container, or the only use you're able to use it for is for your garden or maybe your chickens, not in your livestock, but for yourself. They don't recommend that you do that because of the bacteria. But they do recommend that if you do it, you have to put it in a place where it's concealed from the sunlight, so it will not grow algae, and it will store fresher. But that's kind of what I wanted to do anyhow, build a little building to store my water. But surely there's a cheaper plastic dilly to catch water, but those are water grade safe for your animals and your plants. So, but if I had about 4 of those, that would be great. We can store enough water in there during the springtime when the rains come and water your plants and stuff. If you're going to live off grid, you need some kind of source of water, and that would be great to do your watering and stuff with. If you're going to grow a garden with tomatoes and stuff like that, that would be a pretty good idea. Especially if I'm going to plant one down that valley, I can have plenty of pressure because it's up on a hill, so that would be great. Anyhow, that's the stipulation from the state of Arkansas. You have to go by their guidelines. I mean, 40 years ago you didn't have any guidelines, and all of a sudden you have to have a building permit for here, this, that, and the other. It's just you have to pay a little fee for it, and it's just a money grabbing thing. And plus they just don't want anybody out there building a little shack and letting doing something that depreciate their neighbor's property and all that. But I can understand that. But if they're building it and they're doing a good job and it looks good, do I say anything to them? But anyhow, let's head over to Atwood's. Well, we finally here at Atwood's. I'm gonna go in there. I'm looking for a specific item, so we'll go in and check everything out. Here's some nice little garden tillers in here. We got these really cool clay chimneys. Also, you can heat up. If you're outside, just stand around and heat up, put in your backyard or whatever. Invite some friends over and have some fun. They got these 5-gallon buckets are $3.99. And they sure are handy, these buckets are. So looking at their parking mats, that's what I came in for. This case one is like $79. Then you have this other case, it's $54. They're kind of high price. So they've got a lot of different knives here, little country boy knives here. They got that little case here, cutlery knife, Kettleman's cutlery knife, and then the old timer knife. Also have a really cool looking cutlery set here. It's a set of knives together. Well, everybody, I think that's all I got to do today is look around at woods, but that's what's going on in my world. I mean, I'm planning on working on that little homestead and, you know, growing a garden and stuff. So I'll have more vlogs on that. But thanks for joining me. For now, I'm out of here. See you in the next one.